this another thing with a lot of these chicks. When they go over the fence, because a lot of times, we already tell y'all, a lot of times, these brads that just mess with these black women because they are sexually curious. So you'll have a few of these white guys that will date a black chick just to have sexual access to her, not to really have her for a woman. Or if they do get a white dude, normally they get a white dude that's either he's effeminate, or he's normally a bottom shelf brad, or a psycho, or a sexual deviant. So they always normally get them type of white men, and they don't get the white men that like the Paula Patton, what's his name, Robin Thicke, or no Justin Timberlake, or they don't get the John B. like types. They normally get the Paul Wall, the Wiggers. That's normally what these black chicks get. And you'll have a lot of black chicks say they don't even date Wiggers, because they say if they gonna date a white man, they want to date a white man all the way. They don't want no black dude acting like a black man, which is understandable. But the thing is, with these women, a lot of times you'll have these women get knocked up by these brads, and they normally come back to the black community. Now, I explained this to George Willie Fever, because he wanted to count that out. I said, Sarge, you can't count that out. There's no way you could overlook that. And I'm glad when Media Man brought that out, the statistics on how many black men that have children out of wedlock compared to black women, you'll find out that there's more black women in the population than black men. So when you have way more women that outnumber black men, but yet they say we making all the children, that means every black man, all of us should have children. From the youngest men that just reaching adolescence, adulthood, to me, and I don't have any children. So we all should have children in by these majority. Every black man should have a child, but that's not true, and the statistics don't back that up. Damn near just as bad as the math that Charlie Kirk and all them came up with this 1350 rule. That's just how bad the mathematics is. For somebody, people that got high IQ. But you'll have a lot of these black women be back in the black community with biracial kids. And you have some of them feel that they should be eligible to get the quality black men, those men that are high quality, they should be eligible for that. Even though they was up over the fence and they dated a bottom shelf brad, they feel they should be eligible for a high value black man, no matter what. They feel like that they should be eligible for that. Just like Keisha that got black kids by Pookie and Ray Ray. They feel they should be eligible for those type of men, when they didn't pick those type of men to be with at first, that have children by them. Only to find out that same black woman aborted a child by her black boyfriend she was dating, but kept the biracial baby by the white dude. Now, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit, but it's not gonna be off subject. These same black women that have biracial children with white T men, they have a little beef with the exoticos and biracials. Now, you have biracial chick that's the chick that was with the white boy up there in Charlottesville at the the Fourth Reich Union. That's why I call it the Unite the Right Fourth Reich Union. And you have this Keisha that just primarily date white men and Asian men. She just can't stand black men, she said. But however, she has a problem with biracial women. Now, for this chick, she has a problem with biracial women and she dates white men. Don't you know you gonna produce a biracial child? So you gonna hate your daughter? You know this is common amongst a lot of these diversities to be jealous of their biracial daughters. Y'all didn't know that? See, a lot of times black women treat some of their, especially these diversities, they treat their biracial kids like a Yorkie. And biracial women notice this shit. White men do the same, parade their biracial kids off with other black women so they can have sexual access. Yes, white men use their biracial daughters as props. I ain't say this was a lot of biracial women coming out with. See, black women have a love-hate relationship with biracials. They want to have children to look like biracial girls, primarily girls. But they want to have their children, when them children get a certain age, some of the women start to get resentful and jealous of their biracial offspring. And prime example of this shit, this black lady, she started dating another braid. So you got your 17-year-old daughter just getting ready to hit 18, still living in the house with you. And she got this bum of a white dude. He wasn't nothing but a fucking bum, a sexual degenerate. And he's up there looking at her daughter in a sexual manner. And she caught him saying something to the daughter because he was trying to flirt with the daughter, but the daughter was blowing his advances off. Blowing it off, looking at him weird. Instead of the mama checking that man and putting that man out, you know what she did? She put the daughter out on the street. The daughter didn't even have nowhere to go. The girl never met her father. She didn't have really a lot of family. You know, and the other family that she had was on her mother's side and on the mom's side, and they was dysfunctional as fuck. So the girl didn't have nowhere to go. She put the girl out in the motherfucker and make it so bad in the wintertime. All because that man was looking at her daughter in a sexual manner, and she put her own daughter on the street for this white man. And this is why a lot of them biracial kids don't even like their black mamas. They don't even like their black mamas. Because for a long time, that's why you had that biracial kid up there that was doing all kind of terrorist acts in the name of white supremacy. That's why you had that biracial girl up there at Unite the Right with some white supremacists and shit marching for the Fourth Reich, talking about we won't be replaced. She up there doing blackface like Drake and shit. You know, doing shit like that. And that shit right there make biracials look bad. When you doing dark face and shit like that and you biracial and y'all always complain about how dark-skinned people treat y'all when y'all be doing off-putting ass shit like that, no wonder why these dark-skinned black people side-eye a lot of y'all. Because a lot of y'all do be doing some questionable shit. I ain't saying all. You got some biracial brothers and sisters as riders. I ain't gonna say that you don't got none as riders, but you got some of those on the other side that motherfucker, hey, they back for white supremacy. And you find out And when you find out, most of them come from most of them kids that join white supremacists. Guess where they come from? Black mamas. They have black mamas. Not black daddies. Not white mommies. Black mommies. The same group of women say, we raise our black kids to love black culture and be down like with black culture. Black men just tell their kids, look, you biracial, you mixed, and you black and you white, you both. That's the truth, right? So, black women, especially when they're single black women, they abort a lot of the biracial kids, the black kids that they have with the Tyrones they be in a relationship with. And a lot of times they'll put the biracial kids even on the black dudes that they dating. But check it out. They'll go and find a black dude that have loose, textured, curly hair, or a dude that look, or another biracial dude. They'll go and find a biracial dude to hook up with so they can put them babies on him. Yeah. They do that. But that's why I said, when it comes to these black women and the biracial children, and I don't have nothing against biracial people or children, but I think sometimes the black women, I think black men shouldn't date black women that have biracial kids. I don't think no black man should date. If you gonna do that shit, you might as well date a black woman that got black kids. You know, you might as well date a black woman that got black kids. At least those kids will look like you. You running around here with this dark-skinned black woman and you brown-skinned or dark-skinned, and this baby looking like a light-skinned baby. They gonna know off the rip. They gonna know off the rip that ain't your kid. That baby is made by a white dude. You might as well get with a white woman that got biracial kids. At least you can pass her biracial kids off as yours. Because she's white and the kid's biracial, and you can pass some kids off as yours, but you walking around her, a black man with a black woman with biracial kids. How that shit look? It's like you taking Brad sloppy seconds. And the motherfuckers say, well, y'all should look at it. Just the fuck we do. That tells you a lot about a nigga. That tells you that a nigga a simp and a nigga that's thirsty as fuck to get with any kind of woman. And a nigga that's thirsty, normally those niggas end up being fucked over in those relationships. They end up getting fucked around in them relationships that they get in. Because them black women are using them kids, those are using that man for monetary gain, because normally these black women do not put child support on the white fathers. You know why they don't do that? I'm gonna tell you why. These black women know other black women give them a cue. The black women tell them that got biracial kids, tell them do not put child support on your white boyfriend. And them black women ask why. If they tell them, because if they do that, that white man normally will take you to court and get cut. They'll give custody of their child to him. They normally do that. When black women date white men and the white men say, I want custody of my kids, don't you know the courts side with that white man over her? That's when the pendulum, that's when that bitch that got the blindfold do like this again. Okay, she black, he white, he want custody of his kids, she trying to get money. Oh no, Keisha, we ain't giving you no kids. You a nigger bitch. That's how white supremacy works, Keisha. No different than how y'all do black men. No different than how y'all do black men. The court system's gonna work against Tyrone, even though Tyrone got all the resources to provide for that child, they gonna still get that child to Keisha. Even though Keisha don't got no income, they gonna get that child to Keisha and gonna reward her with every damn thing. That's why they changed. That's why I'm glad, in a way, that's why I'm glad Donald Trump in, because he changing all them laws. Changing all them laws, Jack. But I tell brothers, if a woman got biracial kids, if you gonna date a black woman or a black woman that got kids, at least I'd rather date a black woman that got black kids than a black woman that got biracial kids. Can't do it. I'm not walking around with Brad's kids. Not doing it.